What is happening, guys, and welcome to the Christmas haul edition here at Super JDM Diecast, where I'm going to show you guys what I got this year for Hot Wheels Christmas presents. It's quite a bit because as a new collector, there's a lot of things that I'm missing and a lot of things that we as collectors in the house, my sons and I, are missing. So sit tight, there's going to be a lot of it. But first I thought I would kick it off by showing you guys what came in the 2021 Hot Wheels Advent Calendar. So here's the 8 cars. For those of you guys that didn't get a chance to see the Advent Calendar this year. And they are fantasy cast, but man, I think they did a really nice job on these. I'm really liking this one right here, the little Indy car. It's really nice. But there you go. So a quick look at those. And we'll move into what I got this year for Christmas. All right, guys. Well, here we go. First up, it's from the premium lines, and I'm going to show the premiums first. So here we go. The first one that I got this year. Oh yeah, out of car culture, modern classics. It's the Honda Prelude. It's a beauty. Check that one out. Next up, out of the Fast and Furious, a little bit older. But man, look at this thing. This is a beauty. I cracked these things open. I was like, oh my gosh, check out all of these premiums. Somebody was looking out for me. Thanks, Santa. All right, another one from a little bit older Fast and Furious premium line. This is out of the Fast Rewind. And this, for you novices out there, is a Nissan Silvia. It's one of the 70s versions of Nissan Silvia that they repainted to look like Han's Nissan Silvia from Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift to look like Mona. So really nice. I like how they do the actual Mona in the reflection underneath, but just a really nice looking car right here. Some of the newer car culture that I got for Christmas this year. This is the Nissan Silvia S14 out of the Street Slide series. A lot of you guys have this one already, but I had not been able to find one. So luckily, I got this as a Christmas gift this year. So super stoked to have that. And another one out of the same series. And this is one that I really wanted most out of this set. And it's the 2020 Ford Mustang RTR Spec 5. And this is actually Von Gittin Jr.'s Formula Drift car that he drives. It's in his livery. So it's really awesome to see it in a 164 like this, but man, super cool. All right, and last but not least out of that series, this is Super JDM Diecast. I had to have the Toyota 86 Sprinter Terreno. When I was stationed in Japan, these were just as uncommon there as you might think they are. They weren't a very common car, and they were highly sought after just because there's a lot of drifting that happens in Japan. It's one of the main forms of racing in Japan. And when I was stationed in Yokosuka, up above the hills of Yokosuka was one of the main drift tracks. And you could go up there and see an AE86 or a Silvia sliding around the roads and the little mountains above us. So really cool. And this is one I had to have in my set. So pretty happy about that. All right, moving into the 2-packs. So I sent some of these to some people, but I couldn't find any for myself. I bought a few, but I sent them out, and I was only able to find 2 out of the set. But luckily for Christmas, I ended up with all 3 from the set. My wife said, hey, I just happened to come across these, and her and my son found these, and so here's the first one. And it's out of the newest or final car culture of the year, 2-packs, and this one has the Volkswagen T1 panel bus and the custom Volkswagen Beetle in the Moon Eyes livery. This is really awesome. I'm so glad to have this one. I did not see these anywhere. She just happened to roll into a Target when they had just put some out, and lucky her, lucky me. So next up, we got the 2 Porsches, the 962s, one in the Advan livery, one in the Valvoline livery. Both of them look great. I can't really decide which one I like more. They certainly did a great job on doing these. Both of them have wheels that are different. If you look on the front of the Advan, it's got a aero disc style, and then you come over to the Valvoline and it's got the the more traditional 6-spoke on it, but they both look great. So I'm really happy about that. And last but not least, if you're gonna get the 2-pack out of this set, yep, I got it. So I sent one of these to the Mustang hunter, and I also found one of these for my son, but I didn't have one for myself. So I actually was kind of bummed, but I was glad that I was able to give one to somebody that I knew would really like it. And my son also really likes JDM cars, and so he was super happy to get one of these. And turns out we found a third one right at the 12th hour, and we got one for my youngest son, Kade. So all three of us in the house now have the BRE set. But I'm just really happy to have gotten this one, so awesome. Got a couple of haulers, and one of them's a little bit older, but keeping in the theme of the JDM and Super JDM diecast. Oh yeah, the 71 Datsun 510 Fleet Flyer. No, the Fleet Flyer. And I'm not really sure what year this is out of. I just know that it's freaking awesome. So I had to have this one. This is definitely one that I was so glad that I got for Christmas, and it was definitely on my Christmas list. It's got the 71 Datsun 510 sneaking out of the back right there with the number 88 on the side, which you can't see because it's tucked into its transporter. But man, this is awesome. Now this one I got via trade, and it came in from my son, Kade, who I had to trade some of my premiums to get. And he's been kind of holding it for me, but I count it as Christmas because we made this as a Christmas trade. So I got the 69 Ford Mustang Boss 302 retro rig. Man, what a beautiful vehicle this is. Check that out. I don't know, I think the Mustang Hunter's rubbing off on me because these Mustangs look great, especially in this small diecast form like this. They're really, really cool. Super stoked to have this one. All right, moving into some of the main lines now, and I really didn't have a lot of Zamac, and it was on my list, so lo and behold, I opened up some packages, and guess what? Boom. 55 Corvette, Walmart exclusive from the 50th anniversary series, Zamac. Super awesome. But it didn't stop there. Next up, the Aston Martin 177, also in Zamac from the 50th anniversary. Super cool. I got the Ford GT40, also Zamac. Super cool. It's from the Gumball 3000. Loving this one. Probably the best looking one of the lot, this BMW M3 GT2. Just looking at this car just screams autocross. Super awesome. I can just see myself cruising in this car on the Autobahn. Wow, man. Stoked about that one. This was kind of interesting because I'd never seen one like this before, but this is out of the factory sealed 2017 set. And I know that Nas just got a package of these, and he was his cars that he showed were the first time I'd ever seen factory sealed. So it was pretty awesome to actually be able to have one in hand and have one for myself. So it's also a Zamac out of the 2017 factory sealed set. And again, it's the 67 Pontiac GTO, another really cool one. The second Ford GT of my Zamac series, and it's the 2017 Ford GT. So now I have the Then and Now. I have the Then and Now in the regular version, which is right up down here. I have the Then and Nows there, but now I have them in the Zamac as well, and I'm super happy because this one looks great in this Zamac setup. Really, really cool. And last but not least, the Corvette Grand Sport Roadster. And this one, to me, I wasn't a fan of the standard colors that came out. Would have liked to get the Super Treasure Hunt, but if I had to get one that is not a Super Treasure Hunt, I'm glad it's this one. This one is just super awesome, and I think it's going to go up with my Stingray Fleet Flyer set that I have, which is right there, and I'll put it right underneath that, right above that Stingray that's sitting next to it, so I can keep my theme going. What I like to do is I like to find the haulers And I find their mainline versions, and I put a couple of the mainlines next to them just so that they're kind of in the same little family, and that's how I put them up on my wall. All right, moving down, I got a couple of short cards, but before we get there, let's go into a couple that I kind of got inspired by looking at some of the cars that Nas has. I know he's a Renault fan, and so he kind of inspired these, and these were on my list. So first up is this one out of the Gran Turismo series, and this is the Renault Sport. It is the RS01. This just screams supercar. I'm not really sure if I've ever seen one like this before. I've seen Renaults here in the United States, but they're usually boxy, ugly little cars. So this is just an awesome car. I think Renault is kind of now my new thing, as long as they look like this. So definitely gonna appreciate having this one. And I found a second one also from the Gran Turismo, and it's this guy right here. And he was kind of a Christmas present to myself because I didn't really know too much about these, like I said, until I saw the ones from Nas. So I knew this one was coming, and then I happened to get the other one for Christmas, so now I have two. And it's just ironic that they're both out of the Gran Turismo series, but this is super awesome. All right, another Fast and Furious, but from the main lines, and this is out of Fast 5. This is the all-black Nissan Skyline. I like anything Skyline, anything JDM, but the Skylines, especially this era of Skyline, and I love just everything about this. So detailed. You've got the Skyline badge there. Tampos on the back, got the side marker lights on the front. This is just super awesome. Little shorty, as promised, and this one is one I had never seen, and not only had never seen it, but it definitely had never seen it in the short card version. So it's the custom 2018 Ford Mustang GT, and it's in the white Gulf livery. You can see right here. This is a super awesome car. I am super glad that I got this one. This one's gonna go really good right there with the rest of the Mustangs and the Ford GTs. So super happy about that. All right, moving into some other main lines. These have been kind of growing on me, and this is one that I had on my Christmas list, and I'm so glad that I got it. These little tuned Volkswagen Baja bugs. I've got a couple of them already. I'm still trying to find the Zamac version of this one to round out the colors, but something about these, I'm just really drawn to them, and I like the fact that this one has the actual German colors on it, so it's like the German flag, the way that it's set up, but it's super cool. Obviously, it's not a real look of a vehicle, but just something about them. It's kind of like, to me, the Bone Shakers or the Mod Rods. I just like the look of them, so I'm gonna get some. Another short card, and I do have a small but growing Aston Martin collection. So to go along with my 177, this is an Aston Martin DB5 on a short card. Sorry, yeah, DB5, yep, DB5, and just a beautiful car. Not a real fan of the wheels that they put on this one. I think it would have looked better with like some 10 spokes, or maybe just the regular Hot Wheels 5 mags, but the chrome mags, but whatever. It's still an Aston Martin. It looks good. It's not as ugly as the one that came out in 2021, the art car that was yellow with the patchies. This one right here. But it's an Aston Martin. It's going to go on the wall, and it's a short card, so it's pretty awesome. All right, now we move into my JDM Christmas gifts. And so we're going to kick that off with this beautiful green Honda S2000, and I'm not really sure what year this is out of. I'm going to say, yep, it's out of the 2018. So really awesome. This is the first Honda 2000 that I have in my set. I do have my JDMs right here, and they go up. And this is a excellent addition to it, so I'm glad I finally have an S2000 to go into the collection. This was a beautiful one, and this is one that my son Ty already had in his JDM collection, and I was peanut butter and jelly for this one, but Yeah, this nice, beautiful Bizimoto Honda Civic Type R. The Type R is just to me one of the epitomes of what JDM is, and all the way back to the early days when I started tuning cars. My very first tunable car was a Honda Civic, and then I just kind of moved on from there into bigger and better. But I'll always have a soft spot for the Civics, and especially the Type Rs, which we finally have here in the U.S. now. This is my probably ultimate JDM mainline that I got this time, and I was super stoked to get it. Not only did I get it in mainline, but I got it mainline in a factory sealed. And this is the 1971 Datsun Bluebird 510 wagon. And man, they just really did a great job on this one. This one is clean. I'm loving it. I have its twin, or its brother, right here in the red. But I am super stoked that I got this. This is the Surf Patrol, and the colors on this are just amazing. This just screams Japan to me, just from what I remember being there. And man, this is just one of my favorites. All right, and jumping from Nissan to Nissan, got the 1982 Nissan Skyline. This is the R30. I have R32s, R33s, a few R34s, and of course the new GTRs, but this is my first R30. And I've been saving a spot up here next to my Skyline hauler for something just like this. So that's where this thing's gonna go. It's gonna go right up there onto the wall next to the hauler. And as soon as I can find the white version, I'll have them both, and they'll be lined up right there next to the hauler. This is a beauty. Let's stay with Nissan for a little bit here. Oh, look at this. The Nissan Silvia S13. Now, when I was in Japan stationed, I did have a JDM car while I was stationed there, and it was an S13 Silvia. I bought it for $4,000 off of another sailor that was leaving Japan and needed the money and couldn't take the car with him. So I paid him cash on the spot, took over his beautiful S13, and I drove that bad boy for 2 years and sold it for twice what I paid for it. So super awesome. They're great to drive around. They're not as uncommon as you might think. Silvias are kind of like Ford F-150s over there. You see them everywhere, but when you're lucky enough to get your hands on one, you really enjoy what they're meant for, and that's just going fast and sliding sideways. So super cool. All right, so another one of my favorite JDM cars, and this is one that's on my bucket list. I've got to have one of these days, and it is the 95 Mazda RX-7. I love the rotary motor. I love what Mazda Speed does in just everything that they do in the speed shop in Mazda. I know the rotary engine is not a huge fan favorite with a lot of people, but if you're a purist, especially a JDM guy, you understand and appreciate what they were able to do with that motor. And it's super awesome just to have this one. This was one I definitely needed. It's actually only my second RX-7. I have the 2021 95 RX-7 offering right there, but this is one that I definitely had on the list, and definitely one I wanted to get. So to kind of round out my Honda Preludes, I had to find one of the colors that I was missing, and here it is. It's the 98 Honda Prelude. And I'll tell you, for you guys that are non-Honda, probably one of the best motors that Honda ever put into a car, the H22. It was a little bit heavier, but it's low-end torque. It was better than even the Integra Type R as far as its torque for the total overall performance of the car. It really was just heavy. It couldn't pull its weight against some of the other cars, and so it just didn't last. But man, every time I see one of these driving down the road, I just kind of clamor over it. I love the Prelude. I love the way that it looks, especially this body style from 98 through 2001. They were just beautiful. Honda, if you're watching this, bring the Prelude back. All right, going old school now with an older Skyline. Here's the Nissan Skyline, and it is the HT 2000 GTX. So this is the non-R model. So over there you have 3 different versions that you can get in the Skyline. So Skylines are pretty common. GTRs are not. You can find GTS and GTXs quite frequently. Very hard to find the GTR, but either way you look at it, you're driving a Skyline. And just a little fun fact, there are engine codes for the more recent Skyline offerings, the late 90s. Well, pretty much from mid-90s through the late 90s. You got the RB25 motor, which you could find inside of the GTX and GTS models, and then of course the famous RB26 twin turbo, which you would find inside of the GTR model. Here's an older one. Here's a 2000 GTR, and this was the predecessor to the last car. And this is definitely one that I really wanted to get into the collection. I love the police livery. This is pretty much the same livery you would see on the side of modern police cars in Japan. Like in Tokyo Drift, they're only factory tuned, so if you can go faster than 180, they can't catch you. Well, I'll tell you this, I don't know how you can speed on the freeways in Japan because there is so much traffic there. I think the fastest I was able to go on a freeway, those toll road freeways, between Yokohama and Tokyo was about 80 kilometers per hour, which is about 50. So yeah, it looks great in the movies, but there's not a lot of speeding on the freeways over there. And here's another one of these factory freshes, and I'm glad I got this one. This is the Nissan Fairlady Z. I'm a big fan of the Fairladies. The Fairladies are still coveted in Japan. It's one of their most tuned cars that you'll find over there in its modern iterations, what we call the 350s and the 300s and 370Zs. You'll still see some of these, the Fairladies that are driving around, and they do great jobs on them. I got some buddies that are still in Japan that work for a tuning shop called Doluk, and they specialize in working on Nissans and specifically Fairladies. So shout out to the guys at Doluk, but definitely love this one. I love the Greddy. It's not in normal Greddy colors. Greddy's usually going to be in the white, but it's kind of cool to see it in this red. Really awesome. And to round out the JDM portion, I had to have a mate for the other RX-7 that I already got, the orange one. So here it is again, the 95 Mazda RX-7 in blue. Super cool. All right. If you haven't noticed already, I am a big fan of the Ford GT, and I was super stoked to get this one. This is a paint livery I had not seen, but this is the 2016 Ford GT Race. Man, that's slick. Just everything about this, just super cool. Here's a great one out of the Supercars. Pagani Huayra. Man. I've never seen a Pagani in real life, but I can imagine these things must just cruise. I'm stoked. This is a beautiful car. This is a British automaker, and I love their cars. You don't see a lot of them in Hot Wheels, so every time I can get my hands on one, I try to grab it. And this is the Lotus Evora GT4. The Lotus, it was kind of the answer to the Maserati. And the Brits put this one out to kind of compete alongside, and man, just a beautiful ride. Any iteration of a Lotus, I'm gonna grab it. I actually got one of these from Mustang Hunter, and this is my second one in the house now. This is the Lamborghini Aventador Coupe, and it's in the police livery. Super cool, love it. It's gonna go up there on the Lambo wall. Here's a red edition. Got this also this year for Christmas. The custom 53 Cadillac in this nice stretched out look. Really, really beautiful. I imagine this being somebody's lowrider inspired car, that they would just take this thing and cruise down, in LA or anywhere that you see lowrider shows. Man, this thing would fit in. Beautiful car. This is out of the Walmart exclusive series this year, and I'm so glad I got this, and it'll pair up well with the other 55 that I got. But here's the 55 Corvette, and this is out of the convertible series. So really nice. It's very simple. It looks just like you'd probably see it come out of the factory showroom back in 1955. And out of the same set, this beautiful 65 Ford Mustang convertible. I love the color on this, that really ruby red that they use, and it's got kind of a metallic paint to it. White interior, just screams classic Mustang, man, beautiful. This one I was really happy to get because I have the Falcon livery Copo Camaro, but I'm glad I have this 68 Copo Camaro. It's going to fit in really good with the rest of my Camaros. And although I really love Mustangs, I love Camaros too, and just the sleek body styles of the 67, 68s, and 69s, super awesome. Here's another one out of the convertible set. This one is the 1949 Mercury, and this thing was probably one of the most built hot rods in the 1950s. This thing had a huge big V8 in it. You could just make this thing fly down the road, man. Just a beautiful car. Awesome paint job, awesome. This one I believe is out of the 50th anniversary set. I just love the classic look of this car. This is the 1963 Chevy 2, and it just has a really clean body style to it, just like its bigger brother, the Impala. The Chevy 2s were meant to be kind of like the coupe version of some of those four-door Impalas, and it just really looks great, man. Just the setup on this and the paint were screaming for me to have this car, so I'm glad I got it. All right, another one that I was looking for. I'm not sure what this set is out of, but it's number 5 of 6. But it's this Gas Monkey Garage Corvette. And anything Gas Monkey, man, you know you're gonna get something cool, and this is no different. This is a beautiful car. So glad I got this. Fast and the Furious Mainline, and this is one of my favorite Fast and Furious cars, actually. I loved when I saw this in the movie. I'm a big fan of the 70 Chevelle. 69 and 70 were the probably best body styles to me of the Chevelles, and I love the way they did this one. I have it in a Jada form out of the Build It series, but this is my first Hot Wheel version of the 70 Chevelle from the movie, so super glad to have it, and definitely going to be putting this one up on the wall. Another Corvette, and this one was too cool. I'm glad I saw this one. This was a Christmas gift to myself. It's a 76 Greenwood Corvette, and it's out of the Mild to Wild. This is just super cool. I don't even know how old this one is. I just saw it and I had to have this one. This one is out of, looks like 2016. But man, what an awesome car. Super glad to have this. Definitely going to go up on the wall with the other Vettes. And last but not least, in the main lines that I got this year, I got the, I want to say this is the either GameStop or Kroger exclusive 67 Camaro. Either way, it's an exclusive. I have the two other Camaro colors for the year, the white and the gold, and this one will go right up there with it. And so now I have all three. Super glad. Now, I do have some cars that I got as gifts from my youngest son, Kade. And when I opened this up, these were out of his personal collection, so I kind of saved these till last because these are the most meaningful to me. So first up, this is awesome. It's a monster truck, miniature, but check that out. It's the Bone Shaker. How cool is that? He knew that I love bone shakers. He had this in his collection, and when I opened it up Christmas morning and that was in there, I nearly cried because I know how important these things are to him in his own little collection. For him to give that up, it was, man, just super awesome. This one is going to stay in my collection. There is no super, no treasure hunt, no premium worth this one. This one's staying with me as long as I have a collection. The next one is one that I've been trying to trade from him for the longest time because I told you I have a love for Lotuses. And this is one that we found together at one of our antique stores. And it's a beautiful Lotus, first edition Lotus Sport Elise in this beautiful gold metallic. And I could not believe he put this in the box. This is one I've thrown everything at him trying to trade for this, and he wouldn't give it up. But man, this little boy has the the biggest heart, and the fact that he gave this car up to me, I was so happy, man. But he knows that if he ever wants this back, I already told him it's his. So this one is going up on the wall in a place of honor. He's also a big lover of the Gladiators from Jeep, and so when I saw this one in there, I couldn't believe it. He has the other colors, but this was always his favorite color, and he saw me remark on how cool that green was. So this was in my package from him, and I was so stoked to get this one too. It's super awesome. I love these Gladiators with the motorcycles in the back. So super cool. Another one from his personal collection that I thought I would never be able to get my grips on, and I can't believe he gave up, was this Matchbox Audi R8. This is the only Audi R8 that I've seen that I truly believe represents what an R8 is all about. I know that the convertibles came out this year and last, and that's cool and all, but man, when I see this screams R8, and this is one I had to have, could not find. He had it, and lo and behold, he gave it to me for Christmas. Man, what a good son. And last but certainly not least, out of his supercar collection, he is the supercar collector in the house. I saw this the last part of the package. It's this beautiful Lamborghini Countach. The Countach was the Lamborghini that was on all the posters on my wall, my friends' walls. Everybody wanted the Lamborghini Countach because back then everybody wanted to be Don Johnson from Miami Vice, and he had that awesome white Countach that he drove. But man, this one is super cool. It's really retro looking and just awesome. One more thing that I got that I couldn't believe, and up until last week, I had no super treasure hunts at all. The Mustang Hunter sent me my very first one, which is this beautiful Outlaw right here, right there next to the Custom that I got from Nas. But now I have two, and this one's out of the 2014 Hot Wheels, and it is none other than the 64 Nova wagon, super treasure hunt. And I don't even know what to say. I can't believe that 2 weeks ago I had no super treasure hunts. Now I have two, and it's probably in one that I would have wanted more than any other, just because I love the look of these classic cars. And I didn't even know this one existed, so to have it now is super cool. Give you guys a little close up and let you check it out. Nice real riders on there, beautiful mag wheels, super awesome, man. Well guys, I know that seems like a lot and that took forever. I really am glad.
What happened?
But had a little pause there, but thanks for sticking with me, guys. I really appreciate it. I know that there was a lot of cars to look at, and as a new collector, there are so many things you want and so many different ways to get them, and I kind of got them all at once, so I'm really fortunate to have that. But I'm very thankful for this community and just the knowledge, and being able to find some of these was with the help of some of the people in there. But I just feel blessed. Had a great Christmas. I hope you all did too. I hope you guys all got everything you wanted and you gave to the people you wanted to give to, and you enjoy the time with your friends and family. But until next time, this is Super JDM Diecast and Kade, and we will see you on the next one. We're out.